Okay, hi everybody. This is Nancy with my third and final guest DT project for Kraftsupplies4U right here. And it's rather a lot, so maybe you should get a drink or cup of tea or a glass of wine or whatever. So I made these little, and I showed them to you before. These were in Sheena's gorgeous Happy Mail she sent me. And I took one apart so I could copy it because I didn't have that punching board, whatever it is. So I actually embellished them with Kraftsupplies4U products. I forgot to bring my basket. Hold on. So I can show you what I used. Okay, these two little flowers came from this trim, which I adore this trim. And I just put a little bling from my own stash on into centals. And this is Tilda paper, as you all can tell, and I think it's from the Homemade Christmas. And I used the little pearl trim again. And I pop dotted this little heart, and I went all the way around with the pearl trim, and that was to accentuate really the folds, because I glued this part is normally loose from this, and I glued it together, and then I thought, well, now that it's glued together, I want to accentuate the folds, and I thought it looked so cute. And I did it around here also. So I made two. I thought I made more. So here's the other one, and this is Tilda paper also. Again, here's the little flower. And this is just a little tiny flower I had in my stash. And there I used this little tiny trim, also one of my favorites. Oh, my dog's crying. That means my daughter is here. But I've started this, so this is that trim. And again, I did it where the folds go. And there I put the little flower from that trim, and here. And I went all the way around. And then I can always use a little bit of this trim to close it when I send it to someone. If I still have this trim, that is. Okay, so I made those two. Then I have this char dye, and I put it together, and I think this is the first edition paper. I'm filming! This is the first edition paper. And there I only decorated the front, not the back, because I figure if I give it away, and if they keep it, they'll probably display it like this, you see. So I didn't want it. Hold on, I've got to shut the door. I'm filming. Okay. Now maybe we can have some peace. Okay. It's yard time here. The weather's beautiful, so they're in and out, and they want to tell me what they've done, and you know how it goes with men and grandsons. So anyway, this is from my stash. And this little pearl trim again is this. And there I used the sweetheart flowers. And this is one of the little hearts from the heart trim. This one. Can you see that? Yeah. So I made this little jar, and I put some acetate on there so I can fill it with goodies. Even a little baggie, or maybe some shredded pink paper or something to make it look cute on the inside when you fill it up. And I made two of those. There I used the, is it Chinese braid? That's what it's called, right? This one. I used the Chinese braid, and again the little sweetheart flowers. No, they're millinery flowers. And these two are my resin pieces, and that's a coffee or a tea cup and a tea pot. And it's very simple, and it looks just pretty. So that's those two. Then I have this teapot die. It didn't come with a cup, but I have this die, and I made this box to go inside of it. Can you see that? And I saw this on Jill Norwood's channel. She makes the cutest things. So I had to copy this from Jill Norwood, that little box with the teapots. So I made the little box to put goodies in, and this is Tilda paper, and I did both sides on this. And I used the little tiny trim again. This is from my stash. This is the beautiful white flowers. I don't have very many left. Let me see. Oh, I might have used them all. Oh, I got one left. Look there. This is that little flower. And there's some more little of that trim down there. And this is one of Julie's doilies. And I glued it to the bottom of the teapot like a tablecloth, and on the bottom of this I just hand cut a circle, and then you can just set it down like this. And I thought that was a super cute idea. The little box idea I got from Jill Norwood. I'm gonna try not to forget to put her link down there, and so you can see hers. I think she did hers for Mother's Day. And there I used this gorgeous little scallop trim, which is this. And this is one of my doodads. And again, I used the Chinese braid, and then the pearl trim again, and the doily again. And again, just backed it with some cardstock. And the box is Jill Norwood's idea. And I thought, how cute. I think I'm going to give this to my baby girls and put some sweets in there. Then I bought this 3D Sizzix canister die. And I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. This I made into a more vintagey look. This is what it is. It's a 3D box. And I used pretty good cardstock. So I think it's pretty good cardstock. This one isn't as good as the Tilda, but it's all right. And there I cut up one of Julie's doilies, and I put one here and one here, which you can't see because I put, there's a glue string. Because I put Julie's leaves and flower there. And I went over those, and I don't know if you can see that. I went over those with Tim Holt's vintage photo, and it gave it such a beautiful color to match this paper, which I don't know what paper line that is. I think I just had some papers left from somewhere, and so I don't know what that paper line is. But anyway, and there's the little trim again. There's her doily, and this I just had in my stash, and I put that on there for a, so you can lift the lid, because I don't have the little knobs, so I thought that would be all right to do. And on the bottom, I put the little trim also. Can you see that? And that's it. I put this little C'est Bon, Life is Good, and I love the way the leaves and the flower came out with just the stamp. You know, I just rubbed on with the, what is it called? You know, with this. I just rubbed over the leaves and the flower, and it came out so vintagey looking, and I just love it. And on the leaves you can see really the relief of the veins and stuff. So I thought that was pretty. Then I made, of course, a Tilda one. I had to make a Tilda one. Look, my desk is getting full. Let me move some of this so I can show you. And here is the Tilda one. And what did I do? I used my favorite little Tilda trim. That's what I'm calling it. and I used one of my rolled roses, and I put a button underneath. I don't know, can you see? I put a button underneath there to give it some height, so you can pick it up like that. Yeah. And there I used the little, oops, this came loose. There I used the little tilde trim top and bottom. And I think that's all I used on this one. Again, because to me, you know, tilde is very simplistic. So I just put the little ballerina and then pop dotted this cutout on there. But this trim really makes it. And look, even the blue, there's even blue in the paper. So, I mean, it's just perfect. That trim is perfect for tilde lovers. And then my last one is also tilde paper, but I made it shabby chic. This little tiny rosette, this is a porcelain rosette that was given to me in a swap or in a Happy Mail. I forget who, but thank you. And this tiny little rosette came off here because I used both of those appliques that Julie sent me as like this corner and this corner. And I had to cut away one of the roses to make it fit. And so I put it up here with this underneath that little rose, so that worked out perfect. And I didn't order, Julie has a beautiful, it's like rice pearl trim that has 2 or 3 layers. That's what I should have ordered, but I wasn't thinking because I never have a plan in my head. I just go with what I have. But if I had a plan in my head, that's what I would have put there. So what I did is I just used the little flat back trim and doubled it. One on the bottom of the ring and one of the rim and one on top of the rim. So I should have ordered the other one. Maybe I will on the next one. And all there is in the front is those 2 appliques, and I put a doodad in each of the big flowers, and that's it for the front. And in the back I accentuated the corners that you fold with this die with the flat back, you know, just to make it more shabby looking. And that's the last of my canisters. And then my very last project is this little box. I bought this box, I don't know, maybe 2 years, maybe 1 year ago, and I think it came from Hobby Lobby. And I just painted it in a cream color, and I used is it Keller and Kutz paper, you know, that Studio G paper, and I used that on the inside and on the outside. And the same paper line, I just used the Martha Stewart punch with a different paper, and I did it on both sides and on the bottom here. And because this punch has scallops, I think this scallop trim worked perfectly. So it's scallop here and scallop here. So I think that worked perfectly. And again, I used a little tiny flat back trim there. And I really like how the scallops repeat itself. You can't see it very well maybe, but the scallops go in just with the other scallops. I think I just like that, how it came out. Okay, and on the top, these two flowers are from her Facebook group. I bought this huge box of flowers for $10, but you have to go on her Facebook group if you want that. And I just love them because they're so vintagey, and this is a very vintagey looking box, or shabby chic box. So I used both this one, and that leaf. I just cut it apart again. And I used again 2 of those little flowers, and again I brushed the vintage photo over it to give it a little bit more shabby look. Oh, and this flower is from the Facebook group too, so it's 3 flowers I used. And these little flowers in between came off the spray, which you see here. I used 2 sprays. You see here and here. I used these 2 sprays, and then on this one I cut this one a little shorter, so I used the leftover flowers here and here and in here, and I thought that looked cute. And I used a little heart again. That's that heart trim, and this is one of my flatbacks from my stash. And again on top here, because I have the scallop edge punch from Martha Stewart, I repeated the scallops again here and on the opposite side, and trimmed it out with the flat back again. Yep, and that's my 3rd and last design team project for the month of April. No, the month of May. So I made quite a bit, but it was just so much fun to play with all her trims and flowers. So I just kept going, you know. That's what I do. So my 3rd design team project will go up, and then there's still 1 week left in May. So I have to talk to Julie if she wants me to make a 4th one. Because what I did is I think I released my DT package on the 1st, and it was like on a Saturday, and then it was Saturday and then Sunday, and then that following Monday I released my first DT, guest DT project, and that's when I should have done the kit that I received for the guest design team projects. So I have an empty week. So maybe if I have time, because I have to go to the hospital for a little something, and if I have time, maybe I will make a 4th guest DT project just to fill in that week. So we will see how it goes, and if I do have the time, I will make a 4th one. That's how we'll do it, okay? So I hope you like what I created. Please leave a comment. And I want to thank all of my subscribers, new and existing. You're such a pleasure to me, such a gift to me, really. And thank you for subscribing to me and leaving such nice and sweet comments to me all the time. And have a wonderful rest of the week, and be good and kind to each other, okay? Bye-bye.